FDC is a party of equal opportunities. FDC is a party of participatory leadership. And our constitution allows for delegated authority. And on record, I want to state that I come from a district that is founded on the principles and values of opposition, and that for us, we have been there before some people who even sit on organs of the party. And for record, I have also been on these organs of the party as a NEC member by virtue of the fact that I held the position of Member of Parliament. And when we are all going to purchase membership cards for the FDC, each one of us pays 1,000 shillings. Nobody pays 10 million. If you pay 10 million, it is your donation to the party. But the nominal value of our membership card is 1,000 shillings, which gives us the same nominal strength, the same membership strength, and that was brought in the spirit of generating equity so that people do not develop a sense of entitlement based on their contribution to the party. Therefore, our brothers and sisters out there who have developed a sense of entitlement, it is quite disheartening that you have deliberately, either by design or by bad manners, decided to shun the organs of the party, even when a platform has been accorded to you, to bring out your grievances in broad daylight so that they can be heard by the appropriate organs of the party, and you decide to form a parallel force that is devoid of your homes. It is complaints that he is now bringing now in 2023. Even when we concluded those activities here at the headquarters, I did not see any of them. The Lord Mayor was not here, and I kept on asking, where is our Deputy President for Uganda? We are concluding this activity in his region, and he has not appeared anywhere. Because we had a meeting in Masaka, we had another one in Impiji, and another one at the headquarters.
Another one in
Buikwe and Luweru. What I recollect is that the day we had a meeting here, taking stock, and the day we had a meeting in Impiji, he was in Kamwocha, hobnobbing with our colleagues of the National Unity Platform. So it would be unfair for you to be offered a platform to air out your grievances, and you don't show up, and then you decide to go outside the party organs and demonize it. You've been told about the Dr. Nawiso-led investigation. Yesterday, again, unfortunately, I had my... Really? You resign after accomplishing a task? If you really mean well, you should decline the offer of the task, or you should give your dissenting views through a minority report. That is how civil people behave. There is nobody who is going to expect that FDC as a political party is going to run like a marketplace. Even a marketplace has leaders, because we have these market masters who organize the markets. So if a market can have an organized leadership, what do you expect of a fully registered political party with brains like ours? By the way, I would like to tell my brother, because he was asking me if I am speaking as who. I think now he has the answers. I am here with the leadership of the party, and I am speaking. So if he thinks he's the only person who has the capabilities of speaking, I am speaking. And I will continue to speak whenever I am required to speak for my party. He has already disqualified himself and he has put himself in a position of being incompetent to speak for the party, because it is clear that the moment he brings an allegation against his party in favor of a sister party, that clearly shows where his heart is. His heart is not in the FDC. His heart is where he's advocating for. And if I may ask him, what is the relevancy of his allegation in 2023? Isn't it post-mortem? If he was making an alarm about the so-called dirty money that is in the party, I want him to first of all take stock and ask himself, to what extent has that so-called money negatively impacted on the institution of the FDC and its members? That is when he will have a valid justification to have tantrums all over. And all of us will rally behind him and say, yes, you have a good cause. We don't want our party to go to the drain. But as long as he still continues to lash out on the basis of speculation and malice, then for us we shall treat it as pedestrian talk and cheap talk, and we shall not allow that to devour our party. I would like to caution our members from the opposition. I heard on the radio our colleagues from the DP celebrating that we used to laugh at them, that whatever is happening to them can never happen to the FDC. I want to state this categorically clear, that the difference between the FDC and the DP is that whereas our party president does not have the opportunity to sit in parliament, even if he had it, he would not sit on the government side, which is not the case for the DP. In the history of this world, it is the first time I have seen a party president sitting on the opposite side of his members of parliament. And then you want to compare us to yourselves, and you are jubilating that our house is burning. Secondly, this is not the first storm that FDC has gone through. Actually, for me, I would say this is a win, because we have been through bigger storms than this, and we have successfully come out of these storms. So don't even expect or wish that the worst is yet to happen. No. In fact, what has happened to us in the past has hardened us more, and we have become stronger than ever. NRM, if you are celebrating that FDC is going down, I want you to also go through at least one single storm that we have gone through, and we see if you will be able to stand the test of time. Because for you, you are jubilating over what has not yet happened to you. Now, for somebody to allege that ISO is the one registering members and constituting the structures of the Forum for Democratic Change, do you want to tell us that you are the commander of ISO and you are the party president, and he is the one who delegated me to come and fill the gap which you had created at the headquarters? And as a law-abiding member of this party, I pledge to continue speaking for this party with or without Ssemujju Nganda at the headquarters. May God bless you, God bless our party, Amen. And God bless our members, God bless our leaders. We should be courteous enough to respect the leadership that we have. Even the Bible demands us to do so.
Thank you, members of the press. I am called the Honorable Fungaro Hassan, National Secretary for Mobilization and Organization at FDC, MP Emeritus of Gongo constituency. I have something small to add. This is derived from my role, from my position of National Secretary for Mobilization and Organization, where the responsibility of organizing, mobilizing, where the responsibility of taking care of the strategy of the party lies most. In the meeting that took place at Samia Sharing Hall, there was also an accusation particularly pointed out towards the Electoral Commission and the exercise of the elections. Some of our colleagues are of the view that the elections of the grassroots structure up to the National Delegates Conference should not take place. And that there was a NEC meeting which took place here, in which a resolution was passed by NEC to suspend the elections. And which means the elections which are going on right now, the activities going on, are illegal. They are contrary to the position of the party. This is what I want to clarify. That statement from Zambia was not correct to some extent. Whereas a meeting took place here of NEC on the 16th of June 2023, and whereas a motion was indeed moved here on the issue of suspending the elections as stated at the Zambia meeting, the resolution passed was not to the effect that put off the elections completely. That matter was put to a vote, and these were the three positions. There were three positions which were brought in that motion. Number one, that you suspend the elections for 6 weeks. Number two, suspend the elections for 4 weeks. Number three, suspend the elections for 3 weeks. And these things were voted for. The votes obtained in the meeting were as follows. The one of 6 weeks got 6 votes. The one of 3 weeks got 3 votes. And the one of 4 weeks got 13 votes. The total number of people who participated in the meeting and in the voting is equal to the total of this issue added. There were 22 people in that meeting. Now suppose you are the one chair in that meeting. What is the resolution of that meeting? There. It was the one which was carried by the 16, by the 13, by the majority. Are we together? Yes. And the majority said, let the elections exercise, which was already planned by the Electoral Commission and was to start on the 19th of June, be suspended for 4 weeks. That suspension was done and it was respected. Instead of the elections taking place on the 19th of June, count 4 weeks, it was suspended. By that, the 4 weeks should have ended and the elections should have started by 14th of June. Of July, 14th of July. But the Electoral Commission organized and instead announced that the elections should take place on the 17th of July. So my brothers, really, who were there really? Were you speaking on the basis of facts? Can you see this? So don't condemn the Electoral Commission headed by Honorable Buka. They are working within the roles and responsibilities prescribed for them. They have not gone against the rulings of NEC. That's issue number one. Issue number two I would like to bring to your attention is this. There were certain activities which were lined up to be done within the 4 weeks of the suspension of these activities of the elections. Number one, the Elders Reconciliation and Investigation Committee meeting dealing on the matter of the allegations on money having come from NRM or from President Museveni and to FDC, and particularly into the hands of our Secretary General Honorable Nganda Mafaki. This issue was brought into the public domain publicly here during the National Council meeting, and it was brought by our founding president, retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye, in a meeting. And you know, there is what is called a right of reply. Dr. Besigye spoke when he was given the time to speak in a keynote address. Of course, he brought out what you already know. Then Honorable Nganda was there, I was there, we were there. He was required to reply. The right of reply is natural for everybody. When Honorable Nganda came to reply, he started replying one by one. And maybe by luck, this meeting took place in the headquarters, and then Honorable Nganda brought some documents. As the reply was still going on, people started murmuring, debating, responding. Like this. Then the elder said, cease fire. They stopped Honorable Nganda. They stopped the members from discussing that issue, and they said this issue should go into the hands of elders for investigation and for reconciliation. That was what happened. The president was asked to form a committee, which he did. And within the 4 weeks of the suspension of the activities as per the next resolution, that committee, chaired by Dr. Nabisho, was supposed to be given time to do its work. That work has been done within the 4 weeks. The report, we understand, has been finished, and it is awaiting to be presented. Also, after completion of that report, the National Council of FDC was supposed to be summoned, where this report would be presented, and this summon has been done already. We have been informed through several means, including the mass media, the newspapers, that this National Council meeting is taking place on the 28th. We are waiting for that report to be presented. Another thing which was supposed to take place within this period of time was a meeting between the working committee of FDC, chaired by the party president, and the members of parliament, FDC parliamentary caucus. This meeting also took place, regardless of the outcome of the meeting. After the meeting took place. Now, what has not yet taken place is the NEC retreat. And the NEC retreat, maybe it has not been put because I don't know, but the people who called it, in reality, should have told you. But you look at us now. There are many things coming together at the same time. The elections need money. The National Council needs money. NEC retreat, if you take all of us members of NEC, and the retreat, by the way, is supposed to be for like 3 or 4 days outside here and in the places where we usually go, it is also very expensive. I can see that most likely what has stopped the activity of the retreat from taking place is finance. The priority now is to go towards the election, grassroots election. So, my brothers, really, don't peg your issues on this. Lastly, on this point, we are at a tight corner. Some people raise alarm that the leadership of Engineer Patrick Amora Kaboy and all of us who are sitting here should have expired to do an election around the time of COVID. And that election, 2020, this election should have been the National Delegates Conference where we should have elected someone. Remember, the National Delegates Conference was not possible during the COVID. Parliament of Uganda, in the interest of protecting public health, passed a resolution that all political parties should not have any gathering, such as a national delegates conference. They should find a way of adjusting their administrative issues without such a big meeting. National Council, which was smaller than the delegates conference, came and sat and said, Engineer Patrick Amora Toboy, the president of FDC and your team, we have given you 3 more years to continue running the party. And that's why the office is here. But these 3 years are coming to an end. on the 24th of November 2023. If we don't have the National Delegates Conference by that time, it means we shall run into a situation where FDC will not have a legally binding regime in office. There will be a constitutional crisis. We are now pressed against time not to go into that kind of situation. The National Delegates Conference requires 3 months notice in advance. Now you work backwards from November. 1, 2, 3 months will bring us to August. Are we together? Which is the next month. Which means the notice of the Delegates Conference must be issued in August. Now, for the notice to be issued, there must be in between here a National Council to set the agenda for the Delegates Conference. And for you to call that National Council, you need also 1 month's notice to call that meeting. And for you to issue that notice, there must have been these activities of the grassroots election. You must have built the grassroots election, everything is ready, the list is here. Now you present to the chairman of National Council that we are ready for the National Delegates Conference. The list of the delegates all over the country are here. Because what is important is the list of delegates. Without that list of delegates, the National Delegates Conference, that meeting of the National Council cannot take place. Now, if you continue postponing these elections of the grassroots elections, you are endangering the National Delegacy Conference, and you are creating a disease, you are breeding a disease of constitutional crisis. Really, this leadership of the party here must be congratulated. You members of the party, yes. We are passing through a crisis. We are balancing like this, keeping the morale of the people. Not all is lost.